Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Proven Inspiration. Our topic for today is my way or the highway. You've probably thought of this before if you haven't actually said it, because sometimes you just want your way, and that's understandable. However, this topic is for HP, happily married couples, who are already there or heading in that direction. In a relationship, in a marriage relationship, there is a necessary give and take that must occur. You could call it compromise, which means sometimes you get your way, sometimes he gets his way, sometimes she gets her way. There's a give and take. There are decisions that must be made on a daily basis as a single person. And when you go into a marriage relationship, those decisions still need to be made. But this time the decision needs to be made in a way that benefits both parties. And if you have children, you have to take them into account as well. Some decisions can be made by one person. Decisions such as where to go do the grocery shopping based on your budget can be made by one person. Where to purchase linen, again based on your budget, can be made based by one person. But there's certain small decisions. They're small conceptually, they look small. But if over time one person ends up having their way all the time on small decisions, those small decisions can actually create a massive problem. Small decisions such as where should we go for dinner? It's Friday night, we want to give ourselves a treat. I like Indian, you like Chinese, where should we go? Decisions such as what should we do? What fun activity should we do? Should we go watch a movie? Should we go bowling? I don't really like movies, let's go bowling. And every Friday we end up going bowling. So just things like that. Over time, if one partner is always getting their way, eventually it will lead to a big issue because the other partner will end up feeling unappreciated, sidelined, unheard, and invisible. That's essentially what it is. If your partner is always having their way, you will end up feeling invisible, like you don't matter because nothing that you want is ever followed through or done in the relationship, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So relationships require a give and a take. Sometimes it could be if your husband likes sports, it could be as a wife that you go over with him to go watch a football game. If your wife likes ballet, she likes music, husbands, sometimes it could be a case of you go over with her to watch a ballet. You might fall asleep. I've been there, I've fallen asleep, but woken up because it's such a beautiful performance. But I understand why guys sleep in such things. But if she just wants you there for the company, it could be a case you put on your suit or your outfit, whatever it is you're wearing, and you go down to watch the ballet. And why should we do this? You should do this because when you are in a marriage is sacrifice. When you say I love you, when you say I do, when you have those butterflies in your stomach and you commit yourself to this one person, what you're saying is you're going to be sacrificing for this individual. And sometimes that means sacrificing your preference. But the best way sometimes is if you can't agree on A or B, perhaps you can create an alternative like a C option. So you don't like movies, I don't like bowling, but perhaps we could go watch a tennis match or something. We both like tennis. So there are times and there are occasions whereby you can always create a third option. When there's like a stalemate, neither one of you agrees on A or B, so you create a third option where both of you are happy to go to that event or to do that activity or to go to that restaurant. So you don't like Chinese, he doesn't like Indian, but maybe you both like Italian and you decide to go to the Italian restaurant. So sometimes you can reach a third option, but then there are times when he just loves sports, he likes football, it's not going to change. You like ballets, that's not going to change. So there are times then when you must sacrifice. Why is it important for you to sacrifice and to give and take, to compromise on what your preference is and to do what your spouse prefers sometimes? It's important because when you do that, you step into their world. Your world might be filled with music and jazz and music like that, soft music, but your husband's world might include football players, and he knows like the Premiership League, and he knows all of this information that you have no clue about. If you make the sacrifice and go over to a game with him, and even maybe take it further and do some research before you go to the game, so you're not asking him unnecessary questions while the game is going on. You have an idea of what's going on. What you're saying to your husband is, I love you. That's the bottom line. That's the information. That's the message you're putting across. Similarly, when he takes the time to go to a musical with you or to go to a ballet with you, and he does some research and buys you good seats, tickets for good seats, what he's saying to you is, I love you, and what's important to you is also important to me. I might not care for football, I might not care for ballet, but I care about you. And so because this is important to you, I will take the time, I will put my preference aside, and I will serve you by going to do what you like to do, and I will enjoy it. Some people go to these things, like you might not be a football person, and you go to the football game with your husband, and you're miserable, and you ask lots of questions, and you completely spoil the experience for him. That's not the right attitude. If you're going to do that, don't go, stay at home. If you are going to go, if you are going to show your husband or your wife that they're important, go and do it with all of your heart, so that when somebody looks at you, they will think you're a diehard fan of football, not knowing that perhaps this is your first ever football game. You might not be passionate about the game, but if you're passionate about your spouse, you will sacrifice, and it won't be a case of my way or the highway. It'll be our way. Okay, so these are my thoughts for today. Please feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. From my heart to yours, until next time, take it easy. Bye.